In this unit, we're going to be looking at what translations are. So previous video, we looked at reflections and rotations, and now we're going to look at another sort of isometric movement in regards to what we call translations. So the transformation called translation is another isometric transformation, which we've discussed, which we know that the size, it means the size and the shape of the image doesn't change. We just move basically the location of the shape, and that's what we mean by isometric transformation. Translation involves a shift in an object, left, right, up or down, and the orientation of a shape is also unchanged. So the shape of it, the orientation, the way it lies stays the same. It's just shifted slightly in regards to where it's positioned. So if we looked at this one as an example, so as we know in previous videos, we start with the letters. We've got A, B, C, and D. We're going to translate this object, we're going to move it to this next location, and when it's moved, we make sure we change how it is represented in regards to those letters. So if you had to describe how A got from there to there, how would you describe that? You could describe it two ways. You could say it moves left 1, 2, 3 spots and then down 2, or you could say it moves down 1, 2 and then across 1, 2, 3. So you could, however you describe it is important, but basically you're saying how this location here moves to this location here. Now make sure again it moves left, right, up or down, not on the diagonal. So this is how you describe how the translation has occurred. So by what we mean when we say it doesn't change sort of its orientation, you can see that it's still the same shape, the way that it lies. It's just been moved to a different location by it moving left or right. It doesn't change how it rotates or how it reflects in the image. It just moves its location, and that's what we call translation. So translation is an isometric transformation involving a shift left, right, up or down. I'll get you to write these key points down. Describing a translation involves saying how many units a shape is shifted left, right, up or down. So by units we mean how many, I suppose, how many of these little boxes it moves left, right, up or down. That's what we mean by units shape is shifted. So let's do some practice questions here. So we're going to draw this image triangle ABC, and we're going to translate it 2 units to the right and 3 units down. So I'll quickly add that in here and I'll show you how we got that answer. So here we have our new translation. So you've moved each of the units 2 to the right. So we could start with the corner here, C, so we move it 2 to the right and then 3 units down, and this is where we get our new. So we've moved each of them. So for example, A, we've moved 2 across, 3 down, which is our new spot. B, 2 across, 3 down, which is our new spot. So each of those points has been moved the same number of units as requested, and this is what we get with our new translation. Now what if we had to describe this translation? So here we have point B is at 5 minus 2 is translated to -1, 2. What would that look like, and how would we describe that? So I'll put up an example and I can show you how we got that example. So here, this is what it looks like on a grid. So we have point B, this is our starting point, and it's translated here, okay, to -1, 2, which we say here. Now, how do we describe that translation? So remember, when we are describing translation, we need to just clearly state how many units it has moved. So here in this example, we're going to start with B moving across. It's moved across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's moved 6 to the left, and then it has also moved up from there. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's moved 6 to the left. So I'll write that down there. 6 left and 4 up. Okay, so it's moved 6 to the left, 1, 2, 3, 4 up to get to its new spot, which we can then translate, state there. So when you describe the translation, state clearly how it's moved in regards to those units. So make sure you have all those key points written down and you understand translations. Ask any questions if you need. Thanks, guys.